Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'm going to be showing you how I developed my art style. So I basically got a comment asking what inspired my art style, and I never really deeped it because when you're creating an art style, like you obviously see like the past drawings and your drawings now, and like you see the difference, but you don't really I don't know, I just never really deeped like my actual process, so I thought it'd be really interesting to talk about it because someone was asking if I'd learned from a specific book or a method, and honestly it's a bunch of stuff. I have 4 main tips and I thought it'd be really good if we could go over that today. Okay, so the first tip, which sounds so annoying and so like everyone hears it, but it's literally anatomy. The way that I was able to learn my art style is by doing a bit of anatomy. Now, just like learning the fundamentals, like just learning like where the eyes are positioned on the face, where the ears are positioned, you know, also like past the face, like looking at the body measurements, like where the arm stops, like how far the knee should be, like in the leg. It's really important because yeah, you can have an art style, but if your anatomy is a bit off, it can make your art style look a bit off as well. So I think an example that I could give is basically if you were trying to learn how to draw, you're trying to get your art style in check, say you want to be like a manga artist or something, and you know you're really inspired by the line work and everything, so you go into Pinterest and you're searching up like a berserk panel or something, and then you've got your berserk panel, you've drawn it and it looks great or whatever, like you've drawn it, it looks great, but there's a difference between the person that actually drew the drawing that you're referencing and your art piece. And the difference is that they actually know the fundamentals behind that piece, they know the anatomy behind it, they know where things are supposed to go, and whereas you are just kind of copying line for line, and it's like you don't really know what's going into the piece compared to when you're doing it yourself. And by that I mean like just learning anatomy can literally help your style. I'm not saying don't reference things, because obviously as artists we all reference things, but I'm just saying I think that some of the ways people start to develop their art style while learning to draw is like just by copying things, and it's good to like put in some thought about how the artist actually did that, why the anatomy is the way it is, and just doing that extra bit of research. So the second tip that I'd like to give you guys is to draw daily. And I don't mean like you don't have to draw daily, but at least draw like a couple times a week, maybe 3 to 4 times a week. If you're passionate about drawing and getting your art style in check, I think drawing daily really is a trigger towards being comfortable with drawing in the first place and being able to recognize some of the techniques you're using and being able to replicate them in different pieces as well, so that your art style is becoming more consistent. Like for example, there was this thing I was doing on my main account, which was drawing character sheets every day. And obviously I'm not saying to like draw a character sheet every day, like, because I had this bad habit of creating OCs like all the time, but I'm just saying do an illustration like a couple times throughout the week and you'll literally notice how well your art is becoming consistent. Like your style will look more like cohesive. Not only that, but I realized that every time I would draw, it became more like I became more comfortable with the drawing. Like it wasn't kind of like a, oh, like how should I draw this and this, like should I go into Pinterest and try and find a reference to like help me out with this. Of course, references, we love references, but I'm just saying like it felt more comfortable. Like a lot of the time I feel like I jinxed myself into thinking that the piece wasn't going to turn out that good, and then like the whole time I'm drawing I'm not really putting in my effort and everything. But because I was drawing every day, I became more comfortable with it all, and it actually became easier with developing my own art style because I was able to draw faster. That was something I also noticed happened, and I was able to draw more consistently, so that really contributed towards my art style improving fastly. To be honest though, I'd say that my art style hugely improved through my webtoon because I was drawing a panel of everything, like literally the things you don't even consider when you're doing an illustration. But anyways, the third thing that I wanted to say is to gather references. You need to gather references, and not just one, like specifically not just one. Like remember that, because if you are trying to get an art style and you're literally looking at one artist and then you're like, yeah, I want my art to look like this, and you're just copying their art style and claiming it as your own, obviously to a certain extent, I think you could kind of get away with that or whatever, but I feel like that's not a good idea. Like for me, I liked to gather multiple references so that it felt more different and more unique to myself. I also implemented my own stuff, so it wasn't just someone's art, it was also a mix of some of the things I like and some of the techniques I used that I liked as well. So when you're trying to find an art style, literally don't just go on Pinterest and pick one thing and be like, I'm going to draw exactly like them, and stalk their page and just copy their art, because one, you'll get caught out on it, and two, it's just, I don't know, I feel like it's better to kind of put in some research, find some things like, oh, I like how this person draws eyes, I really like how this person draws mouths, or renders as well, you can look at the colouring as well. It's just certain aspects like that. Like for example, an artist I really looked up to was the creator of Operation True Love. They literally, when it first came out, I was really amazed. Oh my god! First of all, by their amazing line art, that motivated me so much to do clean line art. But secondly, by the way they draw clothes folds. Like, it sounds so strange, but like I literally didn't know how to draw clothes, and I'll put a picture or something. But it was so bad. Like, I literally, the folds were so random. I didn't even like go on Pinterest to like search references because I couldn't be bothered, and that wasn't the whole issue. But anyways, I literally would look at the way they draw clothes and I'd start to study it, like the folds and everything. And it also motivated me to go and like search on Google and stuff, like real references for like clothes folds. And the way that I improved, it's like little things like that helped me improve part of my drawing process. And I really recommend just like picking a few things from artists, and it just helps you improve by yourself. Do you get what I mean? So I really recommend doing that with references, but don't overdo, you know, just do you. And now the fourth and final tip, guys, it's literally to perfect it. It sounds so flipping easy, but it's literally as simple as that. You draw daily, you practice a bit of anatomy, you gather your references, big on references, not just one, and you just do that. You keep on doing it, you keep on being consistent, you keep on sticking with it and trusting the process, and it eventually will happen. There's no way that you can't improve your art style if you're practicing daily, you know? If you're literally trying to achieve something so badly, like, it will come to you, do you know what I mean? Because I've been drawing digitally for maybe 2 or 3 years, something like that. And I feel like my art style, like, was so bad at the beginning, and, like, it's slowly elevated to another level, and that's through consistency. Like, I draw every day, and I'm not saying you have to draw every day, but it's just, like, prioritizing the things that you want. So if you really want to improve your art style and you really want to get good at drawing, then you need to prioritize drawing. You can't just kind of leave it to the side. I mean, unless you've got like natural talent for it or something, but if you want it that badly, you have to put in the time, practice, and you will achieve it. And yeah, I hope that video helped you guys. I just wanted to put in my own little insight on the thing, because I find it really interesting, the topic of developing an art style, and I thought maybe my tips of like my own process throughout the years would really help you guys out, and I hope you guys can improve your art styles as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe, and also check out my Instagram and my TikTok. I'm also making a new WEBTOON at the moment, so that's why I haven't really been posting WEBTOON content. But yeah, it will be released soon, so I'll keep you guys updated. Until next time, bye!